Good evening, everyone, and welcome to OET Listening Prowess, the OET Listening Live. This is me, Shaji, joining you from 𝐎𝐄𝐓 Academy. Yes, 𝐎𝐄𝐓 Academy has come with yet another OET Listening Live to help you with your listening. We want each and every one of you to be super experts in your listening subtest. And that's why we're coming with new materials every week. Not every week, twice a week. We come here on Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. In the previous lives, what we did was part A, extract 1 and extract 2, then part B, then part C, extract 1 and extract 2. That's what we did in the previous live. If you in the previous lives, if you haven't watched it, please do go and watch it. We're sharing the materials on it, and also we're discussing the answers in detail with the help of audio script. Even tonight, we'll be doing the same thing. I'll be showing you questions. Tonight, we'll be dealing with part A, extract 1. A new test, all right? A new material was being taken, and from there, part A, extract 1. So I'll play the audio and I'll show the questions to you, and you'll write the answers. And after that, I'll give you some time to copy the answers. Copy the questions. And after you copy the questions, we'll be discussing the answers with the help of audio script. Okay, and again, I'll show the answers on the question paper, and we'll show the answers on another slide, so you'll be able to cross-check your answers and see which one is right and which one is wrong, and then you'll be able to understand where you went wrong and why your answers were right and why your answers were wrong and all of those things. Okay, since we're doing part A, I'm not going to give any detailed idea about it, because in the previous lives, I had actually given a detailed explanation about what part A and what it is and how we're doing. But I'll just give you a quick recap of what I said in the previous live. That is, part A has got 24 questions in 2 extracts, extract 1 and extract 2. Extract 1 has question number 1 to 12, and extract 2, I'm saying this for the freshers, okay? Extract 2 has questions from 13 to 24. So 12 questions each in each extract. Each extract would have, each audio would be played for each of the extract of about 4.5 to 5 minutes, and then you will be given 30 seconds to read the questions, and after reading the questions, you'll have to answer each of the questions. All right, the audio will be played and you'll have to answer the questions. Okay, yes, you're all joining. Adam Ravi, yes, you're I remember you from the previous lives. And Josie Joseph, good evening. Claudine Lewis, good evening. Libby Tenny, good evening. Good afternoon. Manisha Sunil, good evening. So I'm also saying good afternoon. People join from different parts of the world, and they might be having good afternoon, or the time might be different. So that's why I'm wishing them in a different way as well. So that's about part A questions. And how do you do the strategies for part A that I shared was, you have to underline the keywords and look for the synonyms and paraphrases in the audio. And you should also try this anticipation method. You should anticipate investigations, signs and symptoms, medical management, and general instructions. So you should notice the context statement, and you should anticipate what the answers would be. And you should also notice the gaps, the headings and those statements and sentences given in bold. So these things should also be observed and noticed and read carefully, so that you can anticipate what the answers would be. So is it clear? Do you guys have any idea about, do you guys have any questions about how to do your part A extract 1? Does anyone have any question related to that? No. So you have a complete idea about it, right? So this is how you do it. You read the questions during the 30 seconds time, underline the keywords, and look for synonyms and paraphrases. Okay, Neetu George, good evening. Okay, all right, so this is the format. So I explained the format and I explained the strategies and tips for it and on how to do it and those kind of things. All right, I hope it's all clear. And now what we'll do is we'll play the audio and the questions will also be displayed on the screen. So what you can do is write down the answers on a piece of paper or the book. The answers would be one word because this is part by extract one. You have to answer it with a word or a short phrase. Okay? Yes, so always give attention to the context statement, okay? And underline the keywords and always give attention to patient language. Patient language is what you have to listen to carefully because patient language is from where you will get the answers. And most of the answers would be from the patient side. Okay. Clarina Fernandez, hi. So now I'll play the audio. You can write the answers. Okay? Yes, the audio will be played now.
Extract 1, questions 1 to 12. You hear a rheumatologist talking to a patient called Harry Davis, who suffers from gout and is attending for a medication review. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Now, Mr. Davis,
Yep.
I understand your GP has referred you to me so that we can review the medications you're taking for your gout.
That's right.
So, tell me a bit about this gout. When did it start?
Well, my first serious attack was last year. My wife and I were on holiday and I woke up one morning with a really bad pain in my left knee. Well, I never thought of gout because I always assumed that just happens somewhere like your big toe, and anyway, I'm only 40. I thought it was something only old people get. So anyway, it was all red and swollen and I decided it must be an insect bite. But I couldn't think how that might have happened, without me feeling something at the time. Or my wife suggested it might be something to do with the pills I take for my cholesterol.
Unlikely, I think.
But anyway, the pain didn't get any better. In fact, quite the opposite. I started to get frightened because I thought it might be a sign of something really serious. It was excruciating. So my wife thought I needed to get some help. So she phoned the local clinic and told them about my symptoms. They told her to bring me in. It was a good thing she was there. I was in too much pain to drive. I mean, I could only just manage to walk from the house to the car. Anyway, when we got there, the doctor took a look and said he wanted to take a blood sample. He said it might be an emergency because it looked as if it could be septicemia. So then we got really frightened. But about an hour later, they came back and said no, it wasn't, thankfully. But they thought I had gout. So actually, at that stage, we were quite relieved.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And the doctor asked if I'd ever felt anything like it before. Well, actually, then I remembered that in the winter, I play quite a bit of rugby and sometimes I'd get some soreness in the same place the day after, but I just thought I'd sprained it or something, and it would go away after a couple of days. But this pain's much worse, and it comes even when I've been resting. I've had it quite a few times since my first attack.
Right. So, what have you been taking to deal with the pain?
Well, at first the doctor at the clinic suggested I took some anti-inflammatories, but I can't say they made much difference. So when I got the next attack, I was at home, and I went to my GP. She suggested I took... I can't remember the name, Col something?
Colchicine?
That's the one. So that dealt with the pain better, but it gave me awful diarrhoea.
Yeah.
I'd never take it again. And then I had a really bad attack. I think the doctor had got to the stage where, she was already giving me really powerful medicines to no effect. So she gave me liquid morphine to take. It made me feel quite sick, actually. and I was a little bit away with the fairies, you know, walking around not quite knowing where I was.
Right. Did you try any other sort of treatment apart from the medications?
Yes, my GP said I could try using an ice pack, and that did make a bit of difference, but you can't have it on all the time. So anyway, after that, she said, let's try allopurinol, see how you get on with that. So I started taking that, but I didn't get on with it. It gave me a skin rash. So I rang her up, and she told me to stop taking it, that I'd better see a specialist. So here I am. Is there anything more you can do?
Well, I'm sure we can find something, maybe a combination.
So, did you all try the answer? I mean, the questions? How were the questions? Were the questions easy for you? Did you all try it? Let me know in the comments. Just comment. How were the questions? Was it easy for you or was it difficult? Were the questions difficult or easy for you? Okay, so now I'll read the questions to you. You can write down the questions so that when we discuss, it would be easier for you to just follow the questions and the answers. Okay, so write down. First question, so write the heading, patient, Harry Davis, medical history, first bullet point, suffers from gout. It's there on the screen, just copy. Okay, it was difficult, Christina Verghese. We'll discuss the answer, okay? And we'll see why it was difficult and which part was difficult for you. Okay, so write down, had his first serious attack while on holiday. Hyphen. You can see it on the screen. That's why I'm reading it really quick. Just copy it from the screen. But I'll dictate as well. Pain in his left. Sorry, I'm reading the answers too. Pain in his dash accompanied by swelling. Next bullet point. Initially thought it was either dash. Third bullet point, third hyphen, put a hyphen and write. Possibly related to medication. Possibly related to medication taken for dash control. Fourth bullet point describes the pain as dash. Fifth bullet point was unable to dash. Was unable to dash. Next bullet point says the clinic initially suspected dash before diagnosing gout. Next, reports previously feeling. Am I going really fast? If I'm going really fast, you can let me know it in the comments. Reports previously feeling similar pain after dash, but less intense comma, self-resolving. Next heading, treatment received. First bullet point, dash, hyphen, not effective. Next bullet point, colchicine hyphen caused dash. 10th one, dash, caused nausea, brackets, may have overdosed. 11th one, dash, quite effective, hyphen, quite effective. Next bullet point, allopurinol, hyphen, cost, dash. Clear? So I hope all of you copied the questions, and now we'll discuss the answers with the help of audio script or the tape script. All right, are you all ready for it? Yes, we'll discuss it with the audio script, and the audio script will be shown on the screen now. Are you able to see the audio script on the screen? Do let me know in the comments. Ashwati Mithun, good evening. Yes, you're able to see the audio script on the screen, so we'll start reading. So extract 1, questions 1 to 12. You hear a rheumatologist talking. So the context is rheumatologist, so it's going to be something related to that. Talking to a patient called Harry Davis who suffers from gout and is attending for a medication review. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with a word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes. So you already heard this in the audio. Now the conversation begins. The doctor says, now, Mr. Davis, I understand your GP has referred you to me so that we can review the medications you are taking for your gout. Patient, that's right. Now they're going to start telling the thing. Let's read the first question. First question, they say suffers from gout. But we saw that, all right? And next one is had his first serious attack while on holiday. Pain in his dash, accompanied by swelling. Okay, this is pain in his dash. So we anticipate. You have to anticipate the answer. So first we anticipate it is some kind of body part. It could be hands, legs, anything. Let's see what that is. So patient is saying that's right. And doctor is saying, so tell me a bit about this gout and when did it start? They're going to talk about when did it start. My first serious attack was last year. My wife and I were on a holiday and I woke up one morning with a really bad pain in my left knee. Left knee, in my left knee. Left knee is the answer for the first question. Well, I never thought of gout because I always assumed that it just happened somewhere like your big toe. Let's read the next question. Dash. Initially thought it was either dash or possibly related to medication taken for dash control. So, I'm only 40. I thought it was something only old people get. So anyway, it was all red and swollen and I decided it must be an insect bite. But I couldn't think how. So initially thought it was either. So he's saying he actually thought it was something. He decided it must be an insect bite, but I couldn't think how that might have happened, without me feeling something at the time. Or my wife suggested, so they're also suspecting or possibly related to medication taken for dash control. So my wife suspected, my wife suggested it might be something to do with the pills I take for my cholesterol. So cholesterol is the answer for the third question, which is possibly related to medication taken for DASH control, cholesterol control. So the first question, the answer is left knee, pain in left knee. Initially thought it was either an insect bite, then possibly related to medication taken for cholesterol control. Okay, they're actually initially thought it was. So it was like he decided it must be an insect bite, but then he's saying there is no chance that it could be that. Couldn't be an insect bite without him knowing. So that means he thought it could be an insect bite. And then possibly related to medication after taken for cholesterol control. So they thought it could also be because of the medication taken for cholesterol. Okay. Next. Is it clear? Are you able to follow the answers? Say yes or no. Are you guys able to follow the answers? Yes. So we'll move on to the next slide. And a lot of new people have also joined. Janet Glenn, Hannah Abraham. Oh, my name is Hannah too. Okay, Monica Vegas. Good evening, everyone. Christina Verghese. Yes, you're able to follow. I'm so happy to know that. Doctor, unlikely, I think. Okay, so you're able to follow. Very good, very good. Patient is saying, but anyway, the pain didn't get any better. So the fourth question, I'll read the fourth question. The fourth question is, describes the pain as dash. So, but anyway, the pain didn't get any better. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I started to get frightened because I thought it might be a sign of something really serious. It was excruciating. That means it was intensely painful. So my wife thought, so the answer is, describes the pain as excruciating. Excruciating is the word that he's using to describe pain. So my wife thought I needed to get some help, so she phoned the local clinic. So was unable to dash. So what was that? So she phoned the local clinic and told them about my symptoms. They told her to bring me in. It was a good thing she was there. I was in too much pain to drive. That means I was in too much pain to drive. That means he was unable to drive. Too much pain to drive. When you are in too much pain to drive, that means you cannot actually drive. I mean, I could only just manage to walk from the house to the car. Couldn't even walk from the house to the car. So some of you might write walk. Okay, unable to walk, but the answer is unable to drive, because he's saying I was in too much pain to drive. Okay, I could only just manage to walk. That means he could walk. He could manage to walk. So but some people may get confused and might write walk. That is wrong. Walk is wrong because they're saying I could only manage to walk. That means he could manage to walk, but he was in too much pain to drive. He couldn't drive at all. Okay, that is the difference from the house to the car. Anyway, when we got there, the doctor took a look at and said he wanted to take a blood sample. He said it might be an emergency because it looked as if it could be septicemia. So, says the clinic initially suspected, so the doctor initially suspected septicemia. So he said it might be an emergency because it looked as if he could be. He said there needs to be a blood test. A blood test needs to be done because it looks like it could be a septicemia. So that is the answer for question number 6 is septicemia. Look at the spelling of septicemia. Okay. Says the clinic initially suspected septicemia before diagnosing gout. Okay, that is the answer for the 6th question. Septicemia is the answer for the 6th question. Then we got really frightened, but about an hour later, they came back and said, no, it wasn't thankfully, but they thought I had gout. So actually at that stage, we were quite relieved. Doctor, I can imagine. We'll read the 7th question before we read the patient's dialogue. Seventh question is, reports previously feeling similar pain after dash, but less intense or self-resolving. Let's see, after dash, reports previously similar pain. So he is experiencing similar pain after something, but it is self-resolving and it is less intense. So after what did he feel this pain? And the doctor asked if I'd ever felt anything like it before. Well, actually, then I remembered that in the winter I play quite a bit of rugby. And sometimes I'd get some soreness in the same place the day after. But I just thought I'd sprained it or something, and it would go away after a couple of days. But this pain's much worse, and it comes even when I have been resting. I've had quite a few times since my first attack. So he's saying he has had this pain before. This is similar pain that was after playing rugby. After rugby. So rugby is the answer for seventh question. So after playing rugby, he had similar pain. But he's also saying it was less intense and self-resolved. Where can you find that? That's synonyms paraphrasing. Sometimes I'd get some soreness in the same place the day after, but I just thought I'd sprained it or something, and it would go away after a couple of days. It is self-resolved and also less intense. That's how we understand that this is what they're referring to. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. So always read the bold letters in the headings. Treatment received. What kind of treatment did they receive? You have to read that. Dash, eighth question, dash, not effective. Okay, dash was not effective. So we'll read that part. Right, doctor is saying, right. So what have you been taking to deal with the pain? That could actually tell us they're going to talk about the treatment options. Okay, well, patient is saying, well, at first the doctor at the clinic suggested I took some anti-inflammatories, but I can't say they made much difference. So when I got the next attack, I was at home and I went to my GP. She suggested I took, I can't remember the name, called something. All right, so here something was not effective. So here, when we read, we understand, well, at the first, the doctor at the clinic suggested I took some anti-inflammatories, but I can't say they made much difference. I cannot say they made much difference. That means they were not effective. This is what I say. You have to always look for synonyms and paraphrasing. You have to look at the paraphrasing. Okay, here they're using the word, I can't say they made much difference. That is same as not effective. So the answer is anti-inflammatories. Anti-inflammatories. That is the answer for the eighth question. It is a hyphenated word. Even if you write it without the hyphen, your answer is still correct. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Doctor, Coulson, then patient. That's one. So, okay, we'll read the next question and move to it. Coulson caused dash. That's the one. So that dealt with the pain better, but it gave me awful diarrhea. So that medicine caused diarrhea. Direct answer. Question number 9. Answer is diarrhea. Yeah, I'd never take it again, and then I had a really bad attack. I think the doctor had got to the stage where, she was already giving me really powerful medicines to no effect. So she gave me liquid morphine to take it. Okay, dash caused nausea. Dash treatment caused nausea, may have overdosed. So it made me feel quite sick, actually, and I was a little bit with the fairies, walking around not quite knowing where I was right. Okay, so liquid morphine caused nausea. That made him really sick. That is the answer for 10th question. Let's look at 11th question. Dash was quite effective. Dash quite effective. So the doctor is saying, did you try any other sort of treatment apart from the medications? And yes, my GP said I could try using an ice pack. And that did make me a bit of difference. So that means that did make a bit of difference. So ice packs did make a bit of difference. So that means ice pack was effective. Synonyms, so paraphrase that part. That did make a bit of difference. That is a paraphrasing for quite effective. Okay? There. But you can't have it on all the time. So anyway, after that, she said, let's try allopurinol. See how you get on with that. So I started taking that, but I did not get on with it. So allopurinol caused dash. That is 12th question. And the answer is, it gave me a skin rash. So skin rash is the answer. It caused skin rash. So I rang her up and she told me to stop taking it, that I'd better see a specialist. So here I am. Is there anything more you can do? Doctor, well, I'm sure we can find something maybe. So these are the answers for the 12 questions. So like you said in the last slide, I'll be showing you a slide where you'll be able to see the answers on the question paper. So you'll be able to read it along with the questions and see the answers, okay? Hi, Shiny Rose. So happy to see you. Shiny Rose is saying, good evening, ma'am. Greetings, all of you from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So happy to see you. Okay, I hope you're able to follow all of this. And I will show that slide now. Yes, with the answers. I hope you can see. You'll be able to see it soon. Yes, are you able to see it? Yes, you're able to see it. If you can, I think the answers are visible to you. You can tilt your phone to see it clearly. I'll read the answers and the questions together. First one, so extract 1, questions 1 to 12. You hear a rheumatologist talking to a patient called Harry Davis, who suffers from gout and is attending for a medication review. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with the word or short phrase. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes. I'm reading that context statement as well, because that should be a habit for you to read it. Or while you're listening to it, just listen to it, because context statement can help you anticipate what is going to come in the answers in the audio. Patient Harry Davis, medical history, suffers from gout, had his first serious attack while on holiday. Pain in his left knee. Answer for the first question is left knee, accompanied by swelling. Initially thought it was either an insect bite or insect bite. If I've put something in brackets, that means that's optional. So, and if you write an insect bite, your answer is right. If you write an insect bite, then also your answer is right. Okay? Possibly, third question, possibly related to medication taken for cholesterol control. Cholesterol. Okay, look at the spelling of cholesterol. I'm showing you this so that you'd be able to look at the spelling as well. Describes the pain as, fourth question, describes the pain as excruciating. Excruciating. Next one, fifth question, was unable to drive. Drive is the answer for the fifth question. Sixth question, says the clinic initially suspected septicemia before diagnosing gout. Next question, seventh question, reports previously feeling similar pain after playing rugby. So if you write playing rugby, your answer is right. If you write rugby, then also your answer is right. But less intense or self-resolving. Treatment received, anti-inflammatories. Hyphen is optional. If you put the hyphen, your answer is right. If you don't put the hyphen, then also your answer is right. Anti-inflammatory is not effective. Colcine caused diarrhea. Diarrhea has another spelling too. I'll show the alternative spelling in the next slide. So 9th question's answer is diarrhea. 10th question, liquid morphine caused nausea or may have overdosed. So liquid morphine is the answer. 11th one, an ice pack. If you write an ice pack, your answer is right. If you simply write ice pack, then also your answer is right. Ice pack, quite effective. Allopurinol caused, 12th question, answer is skin rash. Skin rash. Okay? And now, what I can help you do is, I'll show the alternative spelling for some words, so that if you've written that spelling, then also your answer is right. So, question number 1, it's left knee. Second one, an insect bite. Cholesterol, excruciating. 5th one, drive. 6th one, septicemia. Either one of these answers is actually right. You write septicemia without that A, then also it's right. If you write blood poisoning, that is also right. 7th question, playing is optional. As I mentioned before, playing is optional, then rugby. And 8th question, even if you write NSAIDs, that is also right. Then 9th question, awful diarrhea is right. And diarrhea, even if you put a O, then also your answer is right. Then liquid morphine or morphine sulfate. That answer is also right. So how many of you got 12 on 12? Just let me know in the comments. I'm waiting for your answers. How many of you got 12 on 12? Tell me, check with these answers. Do you want me to take you to the previous slide? Check the answers and let me know how many of you got 12 on 12 or which answer went wrong and why it went wrong. If you cannot quite say why it went wrong, just let me know in the comments. I'll explain that part in detail. Come on, quick. How many of you got, how much could you score? Just let me know in the comments. So now I'm not asking 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whatever you got, just comment it. Let me know in the comments the score that you got. All of you. If you tried it, just let me know in the comments. Which question was the most difficult question for you? Which part was difficult? Somebody had said this was a difficult question. I don't remember. Christina Varghese said this was difficult. Neetu George said it was okay. So why do you think it was difficult or it was okay? Tell me. How much could you score for this extract 1 of part A? Let me know in the comments. I'm waiting for your comments. Hi, Mega Charles. Happy to see you. Okay, tell me. How much could you score? Oh, it's okay. But so happy to see you. You can watch the live after this. Once the live is over, you can watch the full live and practice this material makeup. So you can try how it is, and then you can look for the explanation so that you'll understand it and you'll get an idea about part 1, extract 1, and it would be a practice for you. Hannah Abraham got 12. That's good. Good job. So happy to know that you got 12 on 12. Who else got 12? Or how much could you score? Let me know in the comments. I'm waiting to know that. And we'll discuss those difficult questions once again. Tell me. Yes. Arun Ravi, 6 out of 12. Which all questions went wrong, Arun? Tell me which all questions went wrong. Tell me the question numbers as well. If you could tell me the question numbers, let's discuss why, and let's look at why it was wrong, so that the next time we try extract 1 or next time we try our listening, we wouldn't make that mistake again. Hannah, just tell me, what helped you get 12 on 12 in this? Was it easy for you? Was it because the whole material was easy for you? Or is there any new technique that you used or strategy that you used that helped you get 12 on 12? Would you like to say that and share with us? I'd love to hear that from you. And others, just comment how much you got. Okay, so some questions might have been a bit confusing. For example, I'll show you. Some questions are direct answers, like the last question, it gave me skin rash. That part is very easy, and I could try using an ice pack. It did make a bit of difference. That is easy. It did make a bit of difference. That means very effective. Anybody can understand it. Then she gave me liquid morphine. It made me feel quite sick, actually. So that part here, the question says nausea. So we may not think they're referring to that. So that could have gone wrong for some of you because of that. And then that's one of that dealt with the pain, but better. It gave me awful diarrhea. That's also a direct answer. And most answers were direct. I would say around 6, 7 answers were direct, and some were indirect. So I took some anti-inflammatories, and they made much difference. So but I can't say they made much difference. So listening to every bit of the detail is important. They're saying, I can't say it made much difference from OET listening samples. Yes. See, practice is the key to getting good scores in your listening. That is the key. You have to practice, all right? And you can also try script writing and listening to different audios, but most importantly, practicing different materials is really important. That's why when we're coming with different materials to help you practice, and then we're giving you an elaborate discussion on that, so that we can discuss about where you're going wrong and why you're making those mistakes, and so that we can have an idea about it. Yes, you're right. Practice makes a huge difference. So those of you who are getting low scores, try to practice more materials. And if you're making a mistake with the material, try to see which all questions are going wrong and why you're making that mistake. Why did I make that mistake? Was it because I did not listen to the audio carefully? Or was it because I did not actively listen to it? You might have heard it, but you did not actively listen to it. Or was it because I did not know the meaning of a word? So you have to ask yourself all these questions and try to figure out the reason for it, and then work on that. Okay, so the previous answers, then rugby, that answer is also direct. Septicemia, that answer is also direct. I was in too much pain to drive. That is a bit tricky. That sentence was a bit tricky, that I explained. And the word, and excruciating, the word used to describe pain, that is excruciating. So that was also not very direct. Yes, it was easy, but it was not very direct. Then the other questions, the pills I took they decided it must be an insect bite. Then they felt like that is not a chance. There is no chance it could be that, because how could it happen without him knowing? So they ignored that option. So here they're saying at first they thought it was an insect bite, then cholesterol pill, then pain in my left knee and swelling. So accompanied by swelling. that was also a direct answer. I hope it was easy. You should practice more materials, and we'll be coming on Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. with new materials for you so that you can practice them with us and discuss the answers with us, and you can let us know what causes you the problems and what causes you to not actually get good scores. What's the reason behind you not getting scores, and why is still listening really hard for you? You can share it with us, and we'll come with strategies and tips and tricks to help you with it. All right. Until we meet again in the next live, this is me, Hannah, signing off from OET Listening Prowess of Needles Academy. Bye-bye.